According to Fortune Global 500, Toyota is fifth in terms of revenue with over 28 trillion USD, just slightly in front of Volkswagen. Aside from the Toyota brand, their subsidiaries include Lexus, Hino, and Daihatsu. What has made Toyota such a successful company over 80 years? There are certainly many answers out there, but the most important recipe behind Toyota's success is the Toyota Way. The Toyota Way contains 4 sections and 14 principles. It is developed by famous Professor Jeffrey Liker, thoroughly explained in his best-selling book, The Toyota Way. Without wasting any time, let's check out the key principles of the Toyota Way. Section 1. Philosophy as the foundation. First principle, base your management decisions on a long-term philosophy even at the expense of short-term financial goals. For Toyota, everything starts from their mission of providing value for the customer, society, and the economy. Every department of Toyota takes this philosophy as the starting point of their operations. In other words, the company does not operate solely to make money for the shareholders, which is often suggested by the conventional economist. Section 2. The right process will produce the right results. Second principle. Create a continuous process flow to bring problems to the surface. In this context, flow means that there is zero idle time in the process. A process with continuous flow links processes and people together to let problems surface right away. This is often counterintuitive because it often means the whole production will be shut down because of a single problem located at any section. However, Toyota sees this as a way to spot defects in the process and corrects it to strengthen the system. Third principle. Use pull systems to avoid overproduction. Pull is about when to move a material and who is authorized to move the material. Toyota considers overproduction as a severe inefficiency because it leads to other waste such as inventory, workers' movement, stocks handling, and hidden defects. In manufacturing, stocking inventory based on forecasted demand is a conventional and common practice. However, demand almost always fluctuates from time to time. This causes shortage or excess in stocks and creating huge waste for the whole supply chain. In contrary, Toyota utilizes pulling systems that pulls demand signal from customer, which cuts a lot of waste. Fourth principle, level out the workload. The most important reason to level out the workload is to create a continuous flow, as mentioned. Normally, companies accept uneven workload. They often blame it on the fluctuating demand and unstable environment. Toyota establishes product groupings to isolate variations and handles demand fluctuation by outsourcing to suppliers and contractors, effectively level out the workload. Fifth principle. Build a culture of stopping to fix problems to get quality right for the first time. At Toyota, a problem must be fixed right away when it is encountered. The problem of this approach is that fixing a problem often stops the production, especially in a production with continuous flow. This causes a drop in productivity, which is a concern for most manufacturers. However, Toyota holds that it is totally worth it to solve the problem first, because compared to short-term production halt, long-run productivity is way more important. Sixth principle. Standardized tasks and processes are the foundation for continuous improvement and employee empowerment. Stable process signifies employees can innovate based on their current knowledge and state. Every innovation again sets a new standard for the process, which the knowledge will be shared among related personnel. Seventh principle. Use visual control so no problems are hidden. Toyota believes that humans are visual creatures that depend heavily on visual cues. In fact, Toyota still utilizes traditional paper Kanban on the factory and also prints out their graphs and charts on paper. A well-presented graph or chart can spark effective discussions between workers. Eighth principle. Use only reliable, thoroughly tested technology that serves your people and process. Toyota is very careful before applying any new technologies in their business. They prioritize their working process and applies technologies that complements it. In other words, chasing the latest technology blindly is a no-no in Toyota. Section 3. Add value to the organization by developing your people and partners. Ninth principle. Grow leaders who thoroughly understand the work, live the philosophy, and teach it to others. Toyota rate their leaders based on safety, quality, productivity, and cost. They also demand their leaders to live the company's philosophy. This makes Toyota rarely hires from external sources. 10th principle. Develop exceptional people and teams who follow your company's philosophy. Apparently, Toyota has a very strong internal culture, and the core part of the Toyota Way is to ensure everyone in the company works with the culture and philosophies. Other than cultivating the culture internally, Toyota makes sure to recruit people that is compatible to them. 11th principle. Respect your extended network of partners and suppliers by challenging them and helping them to improve. Except parts that involve core technologies, Toyota often outsources works to their suppliers. Normally, Toyota works tightly with first-tier suppliers and critical lower-tier suppliers. Toyota makes sure they fit with their philosophies and helps them to improve their operation. This is very different from most of the businesses which abuses their suppliers where they can, shifting their own costs and risks to upstream. Section 4. Continuously solving root problems drives organizational learning. 12th principle. Go and see for yourself to thoroughly understand the situation. When problem arises, related personnel is required to go to the site and examine it by themselves, even he is a top manager. You cannot understand the problem deeply if you do not look at it personally. 13th principle. Make decisions slowly by consensus, thoroughly considering all options, and implement decisions rapidly. Toyota utilizes tools like 5 Whys and PDCA cycles carefully in their discussions. They will gather all problems and solutions together to get the best answer for the situation. The process is lengthy, but it is important for quick implementation after the decision is made. Last but not least, the 14th principle. Become a learning organization through relentless reflection and continuous improvement. With standardized processes, the company and its workers are expected to improve based on the past knowledge. This leads to formation of a systematic way to identify shortcomings and weaknesses in the system. Thanks for watching. If you think our content is interesting, please like and subscribe to us for future updates.